Hello there everybody, this is the big man Boisterous coming to you with some Masters League Magnificence out of the Shakuris Plateau. Up here in the top right hand corner we have Inferno spawning in as the red Protoss, and over here in the left hand corner we have Dalton spawning in as the blue Protoss. As this game starts off, I would like to say that I honestly do apologize for Wednesday's recording, but I have no idea what happened with it. It just broke somewhere along the line and there was just a whole ton of static in the background, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen with this recording, but I'll monitor it a lot closer to see at what point in my in the editing process all that static got added, because when I just watched the raw fraps footage from last week, it didn't have that it didn't have that. So oh well, we'll figure it out. We'll all figure it out. We do have Inferno going for the pylon, and it looks like Dalton's going for, I don't know, it's just, you know, I'm not even going to try to explain this. Just, it's a pylon in the mineral line. It's proxied, really hard proxied. It's the first pylon of the game for him. And this is one of those moments where you really wish you had sent out a scouting probe, because he hasn't yet, and he really needed to. And there is the scouting probe finally going out on 14. I prefer to send out my scouts on like closer to 10, and these gateways are actually pretty well hidden, just because honestly there's nothing that's going to be coming up here to try to skirt around, and like nobody's going to scout this really. Somebody might send a probe over here for some reason, but they're not going to scout it like that. And it looks like this probe has come up, and it's just kind of chilling there waiting for these gateways to finish. And yeah, double proxy gateway is about to be given away, because this is like the oh shit moment where you go into your opponent's base and he has literally nothing. Experiencing a bit of lag here, that's kind of annoying. We have the forge going up for Inferno. So definitely the proper response to this sort of play is to go for that forge. And yeah, he knows that there's nothing going on in his opponent's base that will really allow him to do anything else, to be quite honest. So yeah, there's nothing in Dalton's base, so this proxy's basically, you know, he knows about it at this point. And Dalton's pro is gonna run away. I don't quite know the point behind this pylon. He didn't, I mean, maybe for supply, he was just like, alright, I have a base close to your base, might as well put a base in, oh, no, forge, right. Why would you just 2-gate when you can 2-gate and cannon rush? And I would just like to remind everybody, this is Masters League. I don't know, it just doesn't make much sense. This is Masters League level play. And this guy is just letting his zealots die. Oh, damn, that zealot got so close. And these photon cannons are going to get up and scare these zealots off. The forge is finished though, so yeah, that's bad. The photon cannons, he really needs to pull some probes off the line to deal with this. To be quite perfectly honest, because if once these photon cannons go up, it's going to be basically impossible for him to break this anytime soon. We do have the pylon going up in the back of his opponent's base, and he's actually going to reverse cannon rush him and drop cannons in his base too. You know, yeah, this is interesting. So we have both players cannon rushing each other at this point, with a two gate proxy going on. I don't know. I cannot explain this. It didn't make any sense to me when I first watched it either. You know, this is one of those things where somebody decides to 2-gate proxy into cannon rush, and then the proper response is definitely to cannon rush him back. I would agree with that. I would agree with that assessment. However, this cannon rush does look like a failure. It has denied a lot of mining time. It hasn't specifically killed all that many probes yet, though, and that's really the real danger. Honestly, neither player has lost an amazing amount of probes for the amount of cheesing that's gone on in this game. I would have expected a lot more damage to have been done at this point, to be quite perfectly honest. But it looks like Inferno has managed to lock down his Nexus. so there is going to be no danger, but we do have a pylon setting up right here. So he's probably just going to drop like another 5 cannons right here, and then, you know, just completely lock down this area. And yeah, this is Masters League, people. This is what they do up there in their top 2%. We do have a second gateway going down for Inferno, but both of these gateways are going to die to these photon cannons. I think all of these buildings are actually in range of at least one of these photon cannons. I think one of them might actually be able to hit the Nexus, and that would definitely be not a good situation. Warp Gate is not going to be able to be chrono boosted out fast enough before these photon cannons finish, to be quite perfectly honest. And yeah, it's not good for our for Inferno, as his cybernetics core is going down right now. The only really thing he has over Dalton is that he actually has the tech advantage. He does have his cybernetics core up, and he has gas, whereas Dalton doesn't. He just has Vespene geysers kind of sitting there, just chilling. I think he was definitely banking on killing his opponent outright with this cannon rush, but it doesn't look like that's what's going to happen, to be quite perfectly honest. I mean, it's certainly going to do in a completely ridiculous amount of damage, with 6 cannons surrounding his base right now. 6 cannons is fairly difficult to break. We do have 3 stalkers going in trying to kill off this cannon, but a second cannon is about to finish. He almost got it. And yeah, he won't be able to break that with his stalkers now. It's not gonna happen. Oh, he loses a stalker. He should have led with the full health one right there. And yeah, I think this photon cannon, if this photon cannon is in range of this gateway, I'm almost certain this photon cannon is gonna be in range of this Nexus. It's gonna be iffy though, because this one isn't up. Yep. Okay, so now it's kind of just like a ticking time clock for Inferno. As this photon cannon is just shooting down his Nexus, he really needs to get something out to deal with this, because if his Nexus goes down, it's game over. He probably has another maybe half a minute. He is going to be able to stop any more photon cannons from going up in range of his Nexus with this Stalker. However, he's definitely not in the best of situations right now. He does manage to actually kill that off. That wasn't cancelled. There's a bit of a surprise. I would have expected that thing to be cancelled, but he cannot engage into this army. It looks like he's actually researching Warp Gate, and it's almost done. If this Warp Gate can get done, he might actually have a fighting chance, because he will be able to get out the amount of stalkers he really needs to be able to deal with this sort of cheese play. He's going to need at least, I would say, 10 stalkers to really snipe off these photon cannons without taking that much damage. But then again, he doesn't need to do it without taking that much damage. He just needs to do it, I feel like. So if he came over here and he like hugged right here, he might be able to get the shot off. He might be able to get shots off on this photon cannon without pulling any other photon cannons into the fray. It would just be dangerous. We do have all of the warp gates starting up right now, so he has 6 stalkers out, and oh my god, this Nexus has 200 health left. 8 more shots and he's dead. Oh my god. Alright, okay. So the Nexus lives with 72 health left. That is insane. Yeah, this is shaping up to just be absolutely and utterly crazy. We do have the Cyber Core finally up for Dalton, but it's just so far behind. These cannons are going to be broken now by this mass stalkers, because now he can kind of just take out the cannons one at a time. He really does not have the ability to let this cannon finish. He needs to snipe it off as soon as possible, and there we go. The cannon does go down. He should really just hook around here and just, you know, take out these cannons just one at a time, because if he just attacks like from the right over here, he'll be able to take out these cannons without pulling any other cannons into the fray, as you can see right there, where his stalkers are definitely in range. So we do have all of these cannons starting to go down. This is definitely shaping up to look like it is in Inferno's favor, despite Dalton having the lead. I'm guessing that most of his supply is in workers, and indeed it is. He actually has almost 30 workers over here, 29 in fact. So that's definitely basically worthless for him because he has 700 gas he's not spending. He is actually spending all of his minerals, but mostly that's just to build more cannons, I feel like. He is finally getting some gateway infrastructure up, bringing himself up to 4 gateways and trying to get a robo facility out, but I think it's just too little too late at this point. His cheese failed, and that's it. It's the end of the story. The forge this is nothing. This is nothing to worry about. He doesn't even really need to kill them unless he wanted to take this assimilator. And yeah, the gateways out of Inferno are going to allow too much to be done. So Dalton is going to essentially die at this point. I feel like, that's kind of cool. If you power down and morphing gateway, it just literally freezes in time. That looks pretty awesome, I have to say. We do have Dalton just kind of sitting here waiting for his opponent to come by, really. Because I don't think there's anything he's going to be able to do to stop this push at this point. He is essentially dead. But yeah, I have to say this is one of the funnier Masters League games I have ever seen. I can't even explain it. There's not words to explain this type of cannon rush, because you know, there's a lot of people on the forums that are like, man, Protoss just cannon rush to get into Master, and I think Dalton actually did that. I didn't think that anybody really did that, because cannon rushing typically stops at around like platinum level is when it stops being effective. But I think Dalton has actually mastered the 2-gate proxy into cannon rush enough that he got himself into Masters League. So it is a legitimate strategy for getting into Masters League, and everybody should go out and do it and try it. Just don't try it against Inferno. He knows what's up. He will beat you in return. And yeah, Inferno is moving up here, and there's 2 cannons at the front, but those are kind of going to be only slightly more effective than these 2 cannons. He's actually moving in, and he's going to be able to do a significant amount of damage. He might actually even get the Nexus. This might become an elimination race at this point, but he's going to back off. Yeah, those are the Nexus. The Nexus wasn't scary. Taking out those cannons, whew, that's frightening. I don't know why he doesn't just... because I think he could actually almost eliminate his opponent before his opponent even got back to defend. And this is a bit too many probes, I feel like. It's definitely a flurry of activity over there. And yeah, the Stalker's moving back up into the base, even with cannon support, which, I mean, 2 cannons is not that much cannon support. I don't think Dalton is going to have a shot in hell of winning this fight, to be quite perfectly honest, especially with these zealots here that will hopefully be able to tank some cannon shots for the Stalkers, and warping in even more zealots, and just, you know, they're going to be able to corner this army quite easily, to be perfectly honest. And here it comes, some nice-ish force fields. I don't know why I didn't. Oh, he ran out of energy. I don't know, I think I would have thought that he would have had more energy for force fields at that point. Even though I guess he had just warped in those two of those sentries. I think he should have definitely gotten more sentries, because I think with better-ish force fields, he would have been able to hold his position, if not win, because, you know, he was kind of screwed at that point. And we have Dalton leaving the game. There's not even a GG after that. Wow. Yeah, I don't think there's even lessons to be learned off of this game. It was just hilarious. Honestly. And I'm tired. So, if you guys want to check out more Boisterous action, head on over to youtube.com/user/boisteroussc2. If you want your games commentated, send them on into boisteroussc2@gmail.com. And also, if you guys want to bump the forum thread, if you have any comments, questions, gripes, all of those links are going to be in the description for this video. So hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Remember to subscribe, just so everybody knows. You know, subscribe. Just do it. Anyway, guys, this is Boisterous, signing out.